Carl Jung once said, "Man cannot stand a meaningless life." But he could have just as easily said, "Man cannot bear a life without desire." Desire is not what you think it is. It isn't lust. It isn't just hunger for sex or touch. It's not the woman you follow with your eyes as she passes. It's not the fantasy you feed in silence when no one is watching. No, desire is the voice inside you that keeps whispering, "There must be more to this life." But Jung warned us, that voice has a cost. Male desire is not dirty. It's not shameful. It's ancient. It's sacred. It's the fire that builds empires and burns them down. It's the ache that moves a man to write, to fight, to suffer, to rise. But if he doesn't understand it, if he runs from it, hides it, or pretends it's something less, it will destroy him from the inside. Jung saw it clearly. A man's desire is not just for the feminine. It is for the missing piece of himself. You think you want her body, her warmth, her curves, her eyes, but you don't. You want her to see you. You want her to reach inside your chest and pull out the boy you buried, the one who used to cry, the one who dreamed, the one who wanted to be held without needing to perform, without needing to win, without needing to be enough. You want her to bring you back to yourself, but no woman can do that for you. This is the tragedy of male desire. It longs for union, but projects that union onto others. It places unbearable expectations onto real people, turning them into symbols, lovers, saviors, mothers. And when they fail, when they inevitably fail, you're left alone, ashamed, angry, and confused. Why do I desire what hurts me? Why do I chase what leaves me emptier? Why do I feel so much and show so little? Jung would answer, because you have not met your shadow. You see, your shadow is the container of all you repressed, your rage, your fear, your tears, but also your softness, your vulnerability, your poetry. You locked them away to survive, to be a man, to be strong, to be respected. But that prison didn't just hold your weakness, it held your humanity. And now, every time you desire her, you're really desiring your own release. But instead of going inward, you reach outward. Instead of diving into your own soul, you scroll, you chase, you seduce, you conquer, and still, you feel empty. Jung warned us, the feminine is not a thing to be possessed. She is a guide. The anima, that eternal feminine within the male psyche, is not just a sexual fantasy. She is the gatekeeper to your soul. She appears in dreams, in longing, in moments of unbearable beauty, to show you what you have forgotten, to remind you that you were never whole, not yet. And that wholeness doesn't come from her body. It comes from your own integration. You must meet the part of you that trembles. You must meet the boy you left behind. You must feel the ache without numbing it. You must stop confusing her touch with your healing. You were not meant to carry this desire alone, but you were meant to understand it. Because in every flicker of lust, in every erotic daydream, in every craving for feminine closeness, there is a deeper cry. See me, feel me, heal me. But she can't do it for you. That's your work. That's your journey. That's your pain to confront and your treasure to reclaim. Carl Jung didn't say this to shame you. He didn't write to scold your instincts. He saw what many refuse to see, that male desire is both divine and dangerous, and that without inner work it becomes a prison. Your longing is not wrong, but it is misplaced. You are not starving for her. You are starving for truth. You're not desperate for sex. You are desperate for connection to yourself, to God, to meaning. And here's the hardest truth. Until you face your shadow, until you meet your inner feminine, until you stop running, every woman you love will only be a mirror of what you've refused to see. You will love her, you will need her, you will fear losing her. But she is not your salvation, she is your lesson. And the lesson is this: you are more than a body. You are more than a beast. You are more than your hunger. You are soul. You are myth. You are a storm trying to become calm. And when you finally hear Jung's message, not with your mind, but with your pain, you will know desire is not to be tamed. It is to be understood. And in understanding it, you will no longer chase women to feel whole. Because you will have found the woman within. Because you will have found the woman within. But what happens next? What happens when a man begins to listen to her? Not her out there, but her in here, the anima that lives in the corridors of his soul. First, he weeps, not always with tears, but with silence, with stillness, with the kind of ache that makes him stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., realizing that everything he chased was a reflection of what he abandoned in himself. He sees that he never really wanted dozens of women, he just wanted one who would love him without armor, without achievement, without applause. And when he realizes that woman doesn't exist in the external world, not in that form, he begins the real work. He descends into his own underworld. He stops hiding from the pain. He stops blaming women for not healing the mother wound he never touched. He stops performing masculinity like a soldier forced to march with a broken leg. He lets himself soften. Not to become less of a man, but to become more of a human. And this is the pain Jung warned us about, not the pain of rejection or heartbreak or celibacy, but the pain of meeting the self you left behind to be accepted by a world that doesn't even know what manhood truly is. It takes courage to stop chasing the illusion and start befriending the inner feminine, that tender part of you that longs to create, not just consume, to listen, not just lead, to dance, not just dominate. And as you walk this path, something strange happens. You become more grounded, more magnetic, less needy, less reactive. You stop treating women like saviors or threats. You stop needing their bodies to validate your soul. You begin to look at a woman, and for the first time, not as a solution, not as a problem, but as a reflection of something sacred and parallel to your own journey. You begin to love her without trying to own her. You begin to desire her without trying to escape yourself through her. And in that moment, you realize the most dangerous thing you ever did was not desiring her. It was ignoring the parts of yourself that taught you how to desire her in the first place. Because your longing for her lips, her skin, her warmth was always a metaphor. It was your soul trying to speak in a language you never learned. It was your pain wearing perfume, your emptiness wearing lace, your hunger dressed in her eyes. You were not chasing her. You were chasing peace. You were chasing meaning. You were chasing yourself. Jung didn't want you to stop desiring. He wanted you to wake up inside the desire, to realize its true voice, to hear its true message. And the message was never take. It was never win. It was never possess. It was feel, return,
Become. Become whole. Become conscious. Become the man who no longer confuses intensity for intimacy or attention for love. Because now you know where the real union begins. Not in the bedroom, not in the chase, not in the applause, but in the quiet moment when you finally look in the mirror and you see a man who stopped running, who sat with his demon, who held his inner woman, and who finally heard the message Jung left behind. Desire is the doorway, but only if you have the courage to walk through it alone.